Straightforward for England, but only based on the second half performance, because the first half was nothing like as crisp as Gareth Southgate needs going forward.
No, the first half was reminiscent of the USA game in terms of, I just thought, too many touches on the ball at the back, too slow on the ball at the back, and then in midfield, I think not being brave enough on it and probably not taking enough touches, not being courageous, getting it on the half turn. We played the simple pass. I said it the other night, we're playing our simple passes back to our centre-backs, out to our full-backs, and we've got to try and get brave in that midfield. When we went 2-0 up, you saw those little movements started to happen, and actually even more when Calvin Phillips came on. But the goal changed everything just after half-time. The confidence came, and Gareth will look back and reflect upon this group as a really professional performance. But tonight, we've got to be better on the ball in the first half of matches, because obviously we're playing against better opponents in the future. We got away with it against obviously the opponents we've been playing with in this group, but it's going to get tougher.
Hal, that was a tough evening for Wales. I mean, staying in the game at 0-0 was fine, wasn't it? But as soon as that first goal went in, it completely changed the texture of the match. What are your reflections on what you've seen?
Yeah, I think, overall it's a disappointing, World Cup from Wales' perspective. They did fantastically well to get here, but when you get to a World Cup, you want to turn up, you want to deliver, and you want to really, show what you're all about. And I think, the Welsh players, they'll be looking at themselves in that dressing room today and thinking, we could have done more, we could have done better. And I think going into that game, they knew what they needed to do against England, which was, stifle their play. We see the quality and the strength and depth that England have, particularly in the attacking areas. It's phenomenal. It's up there with the best in this competition. But from a Welsh perspective, as soon as that first goal goes in, and the manner that it did, it could have been saved. Unfortunately, I think it's just a downhill slide from there.
Hal, I expected a sting in the tail from Gareth Bale. Where was he? What's happened to him? Was he injured? He's nowhere near it.
Yeah, I think from his perspective, the quick turnaround of this tournament in terms of preparation from, not really playing much, not really having a build-in where he can taper into it. He's gone to America. He hasn't played much games, and physically in America, it's a tough league out there. And actually, the game time that he was expecting to get from there following his move from Madrid didn't materialise. So coming into this tournament, the boys, Gareth, he's given his all there, and from a physical perspective, players, everyone's been there when physically you're not quite there, you're not quite sharp enough, and that's simply where he is at this moment in time. But he got Wales here again, and so, credit to him. If he's signing off in the way he has done, he's been a fantastic servant to Wales.
The lovely dilemma, and it is a great problem, isn't it, for Gareth Southgate, is Harry Kane through the middle.
Yeah.
Who is either side of him? Because you've got 4 or 5 options, all with really good live chances.
Yeah, I mean, I think tonight Gareth will have gone in with an open mind, thinking that probably Saka and Sterling come back in with both of them. I mean, Rashford stays in. I mean, when you think where Marcus Rashford's come from a year or so ago, when quite a lot of people were saying that Manchester United should sell him, and he had a lot of things going on outside of football. I think he's simplified it all back. His distractions have gone, and he's enjoying his football again. I think he has to stay in. It's that Sterling, Saka, Foden conundrum. I personally would stick with Foden, but obviously I couldn't say that Raheem or that Saka don't deserve to play either, because they're all talented. But I would personally stick with the 2 that have played tonight.
I'm quite pleased to see that he's got that kind of problem, because Marcus has come in. Everybody called for Phil Foden. He came in the first half. Obviously, it didn't go as well as we'd like to have gone, but second half they both proved the qualities they've got. We've got Sterling and we've got Saka, so he's got a very, very good choice there. And whoever's going to be playing, they're going to have to put a good performance.
Who are you going with?
I'm going with 2 players who I think can do the job.
I'm sitting on the fence.
No, I'm not sitting on the fence. I'm not the England manager, Gareth is.
Hal, the thing is, he's very, very loyal, and that is a serious point. You might not think that Sterling has been as good a form as any of the others, but he's a very loyal manager, and I think we have to take that into account.
He is very loyal, but I was really impressed with Foden tonight. And, as Gary said, what Rashford offers them, he offers them that bit of dynamism into the final third. And so I think really whichever quartet in terms of that attacking 4 he goes with, they need to make sure they can mix it up and do both jobs in terms of tactically breaking the lines, being effective with their penetration, but also physically being able to dominate the opposition.
And you have to look at what Sterling gives England. Sterling's never let England down, and the same with Saka. Saka's got that ability to be able to go deep, turn and run at players and commit players, and that is what we didn't do a lot of that today. But not that we needed that today, but we did need someone to do something different. So I think that he's got 4 really good options on the bench.
You can confirm there'll be 2 players either side of Harry Kane. That's what you're saying.
That's the main thing.
Why do you think he switched them tonight in the first half to the second half?
I think that for the width and the fact that they're both on their natural side, both of them done really well attacking their natural side. Phil Foden came in and finished like he does with Man City.